Hello and welcome to our weekly SALCC updates, where we bring you news from the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. It is my pleasure to be here with you again today. My name is Natalie Julie Fanis. Last week, we brought you our partners from the French Embassy and Unite Caribbean after the successful launch of the French Gateways to Global Careers, a program that allows economic opportunity for young people in the French market. This week, we are proud once again to feature another of our partners, and they are graduates from the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College and predecessor institutions. And these people have formed an association called the Alumni Association of Tertiary Institutions on the Mon, otherwise known as the A-Team. And they will have their launch on Sunday, February 13th. And for today's program, we will feature an interview with myself and the executive members of the A-Team in collaboration with Calabash TV. Let's take that in now. Let me welcome with us today Dr. Marie-Louise Felix, who is the president, Dr. Gaile Archibald, who is the vice president, and Dr. Delia Samuel, who is the public relations officer. All ladies, but we welcome you nonetheless. Thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you for having us.
Lovely. So let us start, of course, with context. In as much as I said the name, Dr. Felix is president. Can you explain to us what exactly is A-Team and tell us about the establishment of this organization?
Okay, so thank you again, Natalie, for having us. The A-Team is, or let's say was envisioned sometime in 2020. And as the name says, it's an alumni association, and it's an association of persons who would have graduated from the Morley Level College, the Technical College, Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, the Mon Educational Complex. It is basically persons who would have graduated from the tertiary institutions that have been on the Mon, although over the years they have gone through different names. And what A-Team is really bringing together all of us who graduated, who attended the colleges and who graduated and wish to give back. It is an opportunity. It's bringing persons together so that we can help in the continued development of St. Lucia. As I said, the idea came about maybe in around 2020 when the classes of 1982, 80, 79, 81, the graduating classes, were talking about a reunion. And we started to think of how could we make a difference? What could we do to really make a significant contribution and to say thank you for what we know we have enjoyed by going to the tertiary education institution on the Mon. And so a few of us got together as actually most of the members of the executive and a few others, and we started to conceptualize and to work on how could we bring people together to give back. And the concept of having the Alumni Association was born. And in May of 2021, we were able to formally open the association for membership. And by December of 2021, I think it's the 10th of December, we had a special general meeting of the members. And during this meeting, we had an executive was elected. And then we are very happy to say that in January, not just a couple of weeks ago, we were able to be formally registered so that we are now a legal entity in St. Lucia.
Great news there, Dr. Felix. So let me first congratulate the class of 1979 to 1981, I think you said, for this initiative, at least for starting that process, which I heard you say it's really the importance is to give back and actually moving it forward by even getting it registered. So it seems like your main objective is to give back. Is there any other reason you thought it was important to actually establish this organization?
Yes, some of you may know that I am a lecturer at the college. And as a lecturer at the college, I am very much aware of the great efforts being made from Sir Arthur Lewis Community College to assist our young people in gaining this tertiary education. But we are also aware of the challenges many of our young people face in being able to meet some of the financial, let's say, burdens to get into the college. But also, many of them are sometimes concerned. They're not sure of their path. And when we look around us, the vast majority of professionals in St. Lucia came from Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, which means they have the potential to not only give financially, but to offer advice to our young students. They can serve as mentors. They can serve to provide um, internships when our young people need it. The association can also be a platform where we can also interact and advise and work with um, the management of the college, but other institutions that can also help in giving back and in really assisting in the continued development of St. Lucia. So we hope that we will have a very broad mandate, but all of it is going towards working with people at that tertiary level and helping to ensure that all those who have the ability get the opportunity to have a tertiary education, and furthermore, once they graduate, have the opportunity to pursue in their career goals.
So thank you so much, Dr. Felix, for that information. I will move now to the Public Relations Officer of the organization, Dr. Delia Samuel, to ask her about the eligibility of individuals who can join the association and what is that process like?
Thank you, Natalie. So those who are eligible to join are, first of all, persons who attended Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, its predecessor and successor institutions. So in terms of predecessor institutions, we are looking at the Mon Educational Complex, the St. Lucia A-Level College, Teachers Training College, the Mon Technical College, the Agricultural College, the St. Lucia School of Nursing. So we're going right back to the 1970s. Other than that, we're also looking at persons who have worked at the tertiary educational institution on the Mon. So we are looking at people like lecturers, part-time lecturers, lab assistants, administrative and support staff.
Thank you so much, Dr. Samuel. It's interesting that it's not only limited to students, but it's also limited to individuals who were lecturers or who worked at the college. I think that is really broadening the net. So, Dr. Archibald, Dr. Felix said that you started back in 2020 with the idea. Can you give us a sense now of what your current membership stands at and even what your target size is?
Oh, thank you. And Delia would have mentioned we're thinking as far back as 1970. So you think, we'd have a membership of thousands, right? But since so far we have 59 members. And what that means is they've paid their registration. So now we have 40 who have moved from registration and paid their membership. And so this is not this is not adequate for us because 40 members, financial members from the institutions that would have started in 1970 is certainly not adequate. So you can imagine now that we will, with this event that we're having now, we will be mounting a serious campaign. But for now, we're just at 40, and we know this is not adequate because certainly we need to attract some more from the institutions that we've just mentioned. Thanks.
Can you speak a little more to how you have tried to reach out to the alumni and what kinds of plans you are looking at in terms of gaining more membership?
But certainly, we do have our Facebook page, we do have a website. But we also have, the WhatsApp group with our members, our alumni, and we are encouraging our members, our alumni, to reach out to their network, because everybody has a WhatsApp group with their cohort that they graduated with. So through that, for now, we're going through that and getting them to reach out. But now we're going to be promoting a lot more. Now that we are registered, we're going to be promoting and really going through with a campaign to reach out to our membership and to our alumni.
Great. Let me just reach back to your PRO, because I think that would be her forte. Dr. Samuel, is the Facebook page in the name of the association? How will people find it?
Yes, you just make a search for the Alumni Association of the Tertiary Educational Institutions on the MON. So that is the Facebook page. And we also have a website. Yes, the URL is alumni-team.org. Alumni-teim.org. So on the website and on the Facebook page, you can find out so much information about us.
Great. And can you tell us a little bit more about the process of joining the organization? So if someone is listening to the interview at this time and they would like immediately to join, how would you direct them to do that?
So you apply online. You go to our website, again, alumni-team.org. And right there on the homepage, you will see register. So you click on register, and you will be brought to a registration form where you can list your details, and then you pay to become a member. Now, to become a member, you need to pay, first of all, a registration fee of $50 EC dollars, or $20 US, and then you need to pay your membership fees. You can pay your membership fees annually, and the annual fee is $150 EC, or $60 US, or you can just become a lifetime member. So in becoming a lifetime member, you do not need to pay an annual membership fee. And if you are a lifetime member, then you need to pay $1,500 EC dollars, or $550 US.
Dr. Felix, earlier, you spoke to the main reason for forming the association was so that individuals could give back. Are there any other benefits based on the membership that individuals may be entitled to?
Yes, as an alumni, and I could start with maybe our young ones, those who may have graduated in the early years. One of the first things I think which would be the greatest benefit would be their now capacity to link up with other alumni who could provide assistance to them with regards to, as I said, mentorship. We are going to be trying to offer opportunities for internship for persons who recently graduated and are not sure where exactly they want to go. So they would have some opportunities to, intern in different arena. We are hoping that our older members are going to truly enjoy the opportunity, because we often hear persons saying, this should be done, this isn't good enough, we need to improve this in our country. Well, now here's the opportunity to be able to take an active role in doing such, so that the benefits to the older members is to have a platform where we can voice opinions, we can come together to make recommendations on issues that we see are pertinent in the country and to the development of the country. We often, again, hear our persons questioning, is the tertiary education, in this case, now SALCCC, is it truly meeting the needs that of the country as our country grows and develops? Well, guess what? Now we have an opportunity by working with the management and the board of directors of the college, because this is something that we'll be working very hard to establish a mutual relationship and working relationship with them, that we can provide guidance. And we're not talking just in one, but in a wide range, a wide spectrum, whether it's in agriculture, whether it's in community development, whether it's in the environment. So I think that as a member, you get the opportunity to give back. As young members, you get the opportunity to benefit from the wide and range and really in significant expertise that is available. And maybe I should stress here, when we speak of alumni, we are not only talking about those resident in St. Lucia. We have members and we are targeting all alumni, wherever you reside. The association is for you. So if you're living in the United States, we currently have members in the United States, in the UK, throughout several countries in the Caribbean. I think, and maybe Dr. Archibald could confirm that we also have some persons even out of Africa. We've got quite a wide range, and we are hoping that as we intensify our campaign to bring in persons from many different year groups, from 1970 up until 2021, and from all different divisions from the colleges, that we would have such a wealth of knowledge to offer and such a wealth of knowledge to share amongst alumni, that the benefits are really, really broad.
That sounds like a really powerful network that you're referring to there, Dr. Felix, and I hope our young people take advantage of that. It's great, too, that you are looking to have a voice in a lot of the issues concerning our St. Lucian society. So great, again, that this association is coming together to really give value to our country. I just wanted to follow up on what you said earlier about the collaboration with the South Louis Community College. Can you speak a little more to what you envision with that collaboration?
Yes, thank you, Natalie. Because, of course, our key role is really working with students and also persons who also just left the college. Then, but in addition, we would want to be able to provide assistance even to the college with regards to support in improving its facilities and identifying some of the programs that it's going to offer and how it offers these programs. We have already sought an audience. We've already informed the college, even at the very beginning when we were thinking of the association, we had informed them that we wanted to form this association, and we were looking for their support and guidance as to how they thought we could best serve the goals of the college. So we've already reached out. What we are hoping is that we could be that extra support to the college in areas that it needs support, but have not been able to identify assistance. So we are talking about forming linkages between the college and the private sector, so that we could identify what are the needs of the country going forward, and how can the college meet and respond to these needs. We want to be able to help students who are having a hard time financially. And we are hoping that with the college's assistance and guidance, because they're the ones with the students, they're the ones who know who these students are, that we'll be able to get instruction from them or guidance from them as to who are the students who desperately need help, financially or otherwise. And so that together we can identify how we can best serve these students beyond what the school already does and beyond what the Ministry of Education already does. We also want to be able to assist the college with its resources. Whatever the college already has and what it needs, where we can provide support, we are going to look forward to providing that kind of support. And we are not only talking financial. For example, one of the things we are hoping to do is to form a lecture series where we are going to use our alumni to be able to provide lectures in different capacities in different areas, and maybe in areas where the college does not have faculty to be able to provide that kind of assistance. So we are really hoping that it's a collaborative effort, that the college and the Alumni Association sit around the table on a regular basis and identify what are the needs moving forward, and always focused on the students and how the college can best prepare the students for the world of work, taking a look at the development processes within the country. What does the country need to take it forward? And how can we ensure that every student who is eligible gets to the college and has a successful college experience, but also on leaving the college, they can best place themselves within the world of work in St. Lucia.
There's so much promise, Dr. Felix, in the plans that you have, and there's a lot of need for sure. So I'm wondering for 2022, are there 2 or 3 goals that you have in mind in terms of achieving, and what are your plans for ensuring that you see those through? Dr. Archibald, would you take this question?
Certainly, thank you, Natalie. The association needs resources for it to operate, and certainly one revenue stream is membership fees, but we can't depend on that alone. And we mentioned the burden that the students are facing, and COVID-19 has exposed the disparity, among the students, and we certainly have to, take the lessons from that. So certainly one of our goals is to raise funds. I mean, nowadays, well, we don't want to just say funds because it's both financial and non-financial. Mm-hmm. And we know our alumni, I mean, they cut across all industries, all professions, public, private. We have alumni who own their businesses and so on. So we really want to focus on the students. Certainly, as we said, we have students, we have faculty, and we have staff who are alumni. But the students would be our priority for now, and to help them to get an education without having the burden of thinking about the financial stresses. So we would be forming our financial or fundraising or resource subcommittee, which is one of the things the vice president is responsible for, and really embarking on mobilizing resources, whether it's financial or non-financial. And Dr. Felix mentioned alumni series and lectures. Certainly, we can see how we can, add some revenue related to that as well. So our students is really our priority, one of our main priorities, for 2022, because we don't want, as we say, we don't want anyone left behind. Thank you, Nat.
Thank you so much, Dr. Felix. Sorry, Dr. Archibald. And Dr. Samuel, so their short-term and long-term goals. How can you ensure that you sort of encompass so many generations almost of alumni for them to be able to contribute to these endeavors?
Oh, wow. So basically, Natalie, we really need to reach out. We need to reach out to as many people as possible to ensure that they can contribute. Now, what we are in the process of forming are subcommittees. So we have subcommittees of mentoring. We have a subcommittee of fundraising. We may have one for infrastructure. We may have one for scholarship and bursaries. And so we would get a few alumni on these subcommittees, and they in turn will target people from around the world. I mean, people who can give on these particular areas. And so that will enable to encompass all of the areas that we want to focus on. And Natalie, we really want to have an advertising campaign, First, to target these people and bring them into the fold, we have to have a fruitful advertising campaign, make the association visible, attract people. So, for example, what we're doing right now, the interview. And I am so grateful. I am so grateful to you, to Calabash TV, for having us on so that we can tell people what we are about. So we want to do more of that. We want to have advertising through the media also. Listen, the media outlets, there are so many alumni within these outlets. And so we are hoping that they can come on board and promote us. So we want to do lots of campaigning through social media, through our website. Just let the public know what we are doing and get them on board.
Great. And I'm sure you will get a lot of assistance with that because it is all positive. So I think we have really gone through from the start of the organization all the way to what your plans are. Are there any final words or parting words that you want to leave, particularly the alumni, with?
Yeah. But maybe each of us can say a few. I just want to really encourage all alumni to come on board and to become a member of the association. I know lots of us are busy, so some people will be like, do I have the time? And if we've got thousands, then all we need is a little bit from each person. I could also mention that one of the things we will be giving people an opportunity to do is to simply to donate. That if you are maybe bogged down that you're a member of too many organizations already, we will have provide an opportunity for people to simply say, I cannot give of time or talent, but I can give, of treasure. But we also do need the time and the talent. So we're really encouraging everyone. And I know that maybe 90% of the people who see this interview would be eligible to become a member. So we are looking forward to lots of persons signing on. Thanks.
Dr. Archibald?
Thank you, Natalie. Certainly when we started off, you introduced us as, an association, an organization that wants to make a difference in the society, in our country. So it is through the students, and the association wants to be seen not just as a non-profit organization, mobilizing resources and providing bursaries and having, social networking. But we also want to be involved in national policy for education as well. And as an entity, as an association, we can do that. When the government issues an education policy, we want to look at it and give feedback and ensure that the education system and the demand for skills in the country come together, because that's important. Your education system must reflect what the economy and society is demanding. So we want to play that role as well. Thank you.
Great. And let's close off with the PRO, Dr. Samuel, to make that final pitch.
Yes, I want to say something to those people who have not joined us yet and who are wondering, should I join or should I not? Let me just say to you, it is time to leverage your legacy. You want to see St. Lucia develop? Then it is time to touch a life and give back. We who have attended the tertiary educational institution on the Mona, think of the impact that institution had on your life, the value of the education that you have received. It was like a stepping stone to what you are now, to what we are now. I attended A-level college. I attended the Division of Teacher Education, and I was also a mathematics lecturer. I have to say that the lessons that I learned at that institution have made me into who I am today, a mathematics professor, and the person that I have developed into being. Let me just say this, and we have said this many times in this interview. The college is in desperate need of help. Not only because of the structure, we know that, but the students, we have said that again and again, the students need our help. I want you to picture this. Picture a student who has a vision and is now attending Sir Arthur Lewis Community College because they want to be educated, because they have some career goals. But that student cannot pay the tuition. They cannot pay for the books to study. In this era of online learning, they cannot pay for a device. They have no internet connection. So therefore, the student withdraws. The student drops out. A promising education is now in ruins. That hurts my heart. And if you know that you are in a position to help that student to meet the cost, I implore you to please come on board and help. Some of us may say, oh, I had a bad experience at that college, at that institution. I don't want to give back. Listen, acknowledge the bad experience, yes. Good and bad experiences are both important for developing the institution and developing our nations. So acknowledge that institution, the experience, sorry. You know what worked and what did not work. So now you can be a voice for those students who themselves are having a bad experience. You can mentor. We are now in different disciplines, in different fields where we can give back. Our students need mentors. They need people to aspire to. I wish I had that when I was attending the college. They need people to aspire to, people to emulate, people to be their voice, people to get advice from, people to lean on. So my final word, let's leverage our legacy. Let's give back. Let's give back.
Thank you, Dr. Samuel. And you can start that process by visiting the website alumni-teim.org and register for the Alumni Association of Tertiary Educational Institutions on the Mon. We have been speaking with 3 executive members of that association, Dr. Marie-Louise Felix, who is the president, Dr. Gaile Archibald, vice president, and Dr. Delia Samuels, Public Relations Officer. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us today, and I wish you all the best with the organization. And as an alum, I will be signing up. Thank you so much for staying with us. On behalf of the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, I want to wish you, the A-team, all the best, and I want to encourage all graduates of the tertiary institutions on the Mon to take part in this organization that has promised to bring hope to our young people. See you again next week.